I was fortunate to be granted the opportunity to be where I am today, and then this is my corporate social responsibility to give back to the community. United Africa Group and Dr. Namundjebo-Tilahun Foundation has joined forces with the International Extremity Project to provide a medical assistance to the underprivileged who suffer from severe lower extremity deformities.
International Extremity Project began in 1999.
We take an annual trip to third world countries where we perform surgery in just 2 weeks.
This is Katutura Intermediate Hospital, and it is the one of the biggest in the whole Namibia.
We have some meetings with the Ministry of Health and the physicians in charge of the departments we work in. From there, we screen patients.
Since she is diabetic and smoker, the success rate in fusions is low. She promised to control her diabetes, diet, and stop smoking. Afterwards, the chances of success of the operation are much better.
They think we can actually fix them when we can't, and turning them away is one of the hardest things.
It's a very sad outcome that you have to tell them that you cannot do surgery on them, mostly because their disability is something that's originating in the brain. So even if we do their surgery on their feet, they're still not going to be able to walk.
There was one child that randomly came up to us, and we already had an incredibly full schedule. We researched more and we found out that they were traveling like 8 hours away from the Zambezi region. He was standing next to me, holding onto my bag to have stability. You know, we couldn't leave this child behind. We had to do something. And I'm holding his hand, and I think at that moment I wanted to cry, you know, because this child faced such a daunting task. He just wants to be better. And you know, you can see how strong he is and how unafraid he is, because I don't think I could ever be as strong as he could be.
There was a little boy, he was about 8. He had a deformity we could fix. He had gotten himself there and he was completely alone without any parents, which was just incredible to me. He's like Superman coming to fix his own problems.
We screened over 70 patients and we performed over 50 surgeries in a 2-week period.
The procedures we perform are mainly to release soft tissue that becomes contracted in people with polio or cerebral palsy. When those deformities become more rigid, sometimes we have to take bony wedges out of the foot and ankle.
When I'm in the operating rooms, I'm thinking about 100 different things at one time. That the staff is in there, the appropriate instrumentation's happening, that the patients are being prepped and readied.
people are actually being treated where the impact is immediate.
There was a 4-month-old baby girl who came in who actually had 7 toes instead of 5, and we were able to remove 2 of them, and she also has a club foot, so we were able to help fix that, and she's only 4 months old, so she'll have a really easy transition and recovery.
After every operation day, we go to the hospital wards, round on the patients to make sure everything's okay.
The recovery time can be anywhere from a month to 6 months, depending upon how many castings and how much physical therapy they have to do.
A few years ago, we examined the patient. He couldn't go out of the house. He didn't go to school. We were not sure that we were able to operate. We took the chance, and 4 years later, we saw him with ability to walk, ability to run. He went to school. It was like a miracle.
At the end, we set up a protocol for how these patients are going to go managed as they go out into the different territories within Namibia. Frequently, when you have someone who can't walk, that involves another family member. So if we can make somebody independent, their life changes, and along with further generations. We love to share and teach techniques and concepts to doctors in other countries.
The medical school brought together a lot of their students and faculty, and 2 of our doctors gave presentations.
Learn some of the procedures that we only see in books or in the videos. We can see them applied.
Athletes of any kind, whether it be...
We're planting the seed. We're training the people. That is the only way we can all make it happen.
We've seen incredibly dramatic results when some of the patients will come back and they always explain how their life is transformed. See them years later, they've become a college student, a farmer, a store owner, an architect, and these are all true stories about transformed lives.
That they can participate in their community more actively. Things that I think for people who are mobile take for granted.
It has given me a whole different perspective and perception of the way the world works and how unequal parts of the world are and how people can make a difference and be generous.
It improves human interaction. It will bridge a lot of developmental challenges. Your role here cannot be summed up in any words. To speak in my own language, you know. You know.
Let us build a compassionate community. Your tears and your joys is ours too.
Wapeka mawoko